Is that next to Narnia? All right, let's play a game. France? Easy. Japan? Of course. Brazil? You got this. Now, Mauritania. I see that look on your face. It's the same look I get when someone tries to explain cryptocurrency to me. It's a mix of confusion, mild panic, and a desperate search for the nearest exit. Is it a new ride at Disney World? A fancy type of pasta? No, my friends. Mauritania is a real country. It's a massive slice of the Sahara Desert in Northwest Africa. Honestly, it's one of the most fascinating places you've probably never thought about. Most Americans, when you say Africa, probably picture lions, maybe Wakanda, or a commercial with a sad-looking child that made you feel guilty for 5 minutes. But Africa is a continent of 54 incredibly diverse countries. Mauritania is the one that brings a whole spice rack you didn't even know existed. It's a place where the Sahara meets the Atlantic, where ancient traditions are not just history but daily life. First up on our tour of Wait, What? Is the landscape itself. Fact number 1, about 90% of Mauritania is desert. We're not talking about a cute little beach in California. We are talking about the Sahara, the real deal. A sea of sand so vast it makes Texas look like a suburban backyard. Imagine living in a place where the primary scenery is just more sand. Your daily commute isn't about avoiding traffic. It's about not getting your car swallowed by a dune. In America, we complain if our GPS takes us on a dirt road. In Mauritania, a dirt road is a luxury item. It's an upgrade. A paved road? That's the VIP section, my friend. This brings us to fact number 2. Mauritania has one of the lowest road densities in the world. There's only about 3,000 kilometers of paved roads in a country that's twice the size of France. Let that sink in. For most people, getting around involves a very sturdy 4x4, a camel, or just a whole lot of faith. It's like the entire country is playing a real-life version of the Oregon Trail, but with more sand and fewer floppy disks. This is why you see those epic rally car races like the Dakar Rally blazing through here. It's not just for sport. It's basically the only way to get from point A to point B with any kind of speed. Think about your life for a second. You probably panic if Google Maps goes offline for 30 seconds. In Mauritania, people navigate using the sun, the stars, and an ancient understanding of the landscape that has been passed down for generations. Now, if you think the road situation is wild, let me introduce you to the public transport system. Fact number 3. Mauritania is home to one of the world's longest and heaviest trains. This isn't your cozy Amtrak with a dining car and Wi-Fi. This is the iron ore train, a colossal beast that stretches up to 3 kilometers long. It travels 700 kilometers from the iron mines in Zouarat to the port city of Nouadhibou. And what does it carry? Iron ore, billions of tons of it, in open-topped cars. But here's the crazy part. People ride it for free. They just climb on top of the heaps of dusty, dirty ore for a 20-hour journey through the blistering desert heat and freezing nights. Forget paying for a first-class ticket. The price of this ride is your own comfort and possibly your sanity. While Americans are debating extra legroom on a flight to Florida, Mauritanians are literally burying themselves in iron dust to protect against the wind and sun on a freight train. Next up, let's talk about a landmark you can see from space. Fact number 4. Mauritania has the Eye of the Sahara, officially called the Richat structure. A massive circular geological formation in the middle of the desert that looks like a giant bullseye. For a long time, scientists thought it was an asteroid impact crater. Now they believe it's just a dome that has eroded over millions of years. But honestly, eroded dome doesn't sound as cool as Eye of the Sahara. It looks like the Earth is literally watching you, which, given some of the things happening on this planet, is probably true. Astronauts used it as a landmark during early space missions. While we're using our phones to find the nearest gas station, astronauts are looking down from orbit and using a giant rock circle in Mauritania to figure out where they are. All right, we're going to take a sharp turn from geology to some heavy-duty social issues. This one is shocking. Fact number 5. Mauritania was the last country in the world to abolish slavery. They officially made it illegal in 1981. Let me say that again, 1981. That's the year the first Indiana Jones movie came out. While we were watching Harrison Ford fight Nazis, Mauritania was just getting around to outlawing the ownership of human beings. And it wasn't until 2007 that they passed a law to actually prosecute slave owners. The practice, known as chattel slavery, has deep historical roots in the country, and its legacy continues to affect society today. Even now, despite being illegal, reports from human rights groups suggest that a form of hereditary slavery still exists, particularly in rural areas. It's a complex and deeply entrenched issue tied to ethnicity and social caste systems. For an American, whose own country has a brutal history with slavery, this is a jarring timeline. It's a powerful reminder that the global fight for basic human freedom is far from over. Now let's shift gears to something equally mind-bending, but in a completely different way. Fact number 6. Traditionally, being overweight was a sign of beauty and wealth for women. This practice, known as le bleu, involved force-feeding young girls to make them gain weight before marriage. In a land where food can be scarce, a larger woman was seen as a symbol of her husband's prosperity. He could clearly afford to feed her well. It's the complete opposite of the Western ideal, where magazines relentlessly push a culture of thinness. While American teens are counting calories, some Mauritanian girls were being sent to fattening farms. This tradition has been declining, especially in urban areas, due to health concerns and changing cultural norms. Okay, brace yourselves, we've arrived at the big one. The taboo that could get you in more trouble than asking for ketchup on a Chicago hot dog. Fact number 7. The left hand is considered profoundly unclean. I mean seriously unclean. You do not, under any circumstances, use your left hand to eat. You do not use your left hand to greet someone. You do not use your left hand to hand someone something. Why? Because traditionally, in many parts of the world, including Mauritania, the left hand is reserved for bathroom activities, for cleaning yourself after you've done your business. And since toilet paper isn't always a thing in the desert, the left hand does the dirty work. Think about the implications of this. You, a tourist, innocently pass a bottle of water to your new Mauritanian friend with your left hand. In your mind, you're being helpful. In their mind, you've just offered them something with the hand you might as well have just dipped in a toilet. It's a massive sign of disrespect. It's the cultural equivalent of spitting in their face. All you left-handed people out there, you're going to have a tough time. You'll have to retrain your entire body to function as a right-handed person. It's a full-body workout in cultural sensitivity. This isn't just a quirky suggestion, it's a deeply ingrained social rule. Watch people eat. Rice meat sauce. Their left hand might as well be tied behind their back. It just rests in their lap, unemployed, patiently waiting for a call from the bathroom. For an American, where we use both hands for everything from typing to eating a burger, this is a fundamental rewiring of your brain. You have to be constantly aware of what your hands are doing. So, here's your #1 travel tip for Mauritania, and frankly for many Muslim countries. Keep your left hand to yourself. Put it in your pocket. Sit on it if you have to. Just don't let it wander into social situations. It's a simple act that shows a massive amount of respect for their culture. It's a reminder that the things we take for granted, like which hand we use to pass the salt, are loaded with meaning elsewhere. Let's move on to something a bit more cheerful, shall we? Fact number 8. Mauritanian tea culture is a serious business. We're not talking about a quick Lipton bag dipped in hot water. This is a ritual, a ceremony. It involves 3 small, highly concentrated glasses, green tea mint, and a ton of sugar. The first glass is bitter, like life. The second is sweet, like love. And the third is gentle, like death. It's deep, right? The process of making it is also a performance. The tea is poured from a great height back and forth between glasses to create a thick foam on top. The higher the pour, the more skilled the host. This isn't just a drink, it's the cornerstone of social life. Business deals are made over tea. Friendships are strengthened over tea. You will be offered tea everywhere you go, and refusing it can be seen as rude. The whole process can take over an hour. In America, we want our coffee in 30 seconds from a drive-through window. In Mauritania, the point isn't just the caffeine, it's the time spent together. It's a forced slowdown in a world that's always rushing. It teaches you patience and the value of conversation. It's basically the opposite of sending a text message. It's real, human connection, one tiny sugary glass at a time. Now for a tradition that will blow your American mind. Fact number 9. They celebrate divorce, that's right. While in the West, divorce is often seen as a sad failure, accompanied by lawyers and awkward conversations. In some Mauritanian communities, a woman's divorce is cause for a party. Friends and family gather to celebrate her newfound freedom and availability. It's a way of removing the stigma and announcing to the community that she is once again on the marriage market. It's a public statement that her value has not diminished. In fact, a divorced woman is often seen as more desirable, as she has proven her fertility and has experience running a household. Imagine that. Instead of quietly changing your relationship status on Facebook and avoiding questions from your aunt, you throw a massive bash with music and food. It's a complete reversal of the narrative of a heartbroken, lonely divorcee. It's a celebration of resilience, independence, and new beginnings. It's a powerful cultural statement about a woman's worth and her place in society. It makes you wonder if we're the ones who have it all wrong. Maybe a divorce shouldn't be an ending to be mourned, but a new chapter to be celebrated. If you're planning a trip and your idea of a good time involves a cold beer on the beach, you might want to adjust your expectations. Fact number 10. Mauritania is an Islamic republic. The sale and consumption of alcohol are illegal. You can't just walk into a store and buy a six-pack. There are no bars. There are no nightclubs. For many Westerners, this sounds like a very, very boring Friday night. Our social lives often revolve around alcohol. Happy hour after work, wine with dinner beers at a football game. In Mauritania, socializing happens differently, primarily through the tea ritual. This is a dry country in every sense. And along with no alcohol, fact number 11, there is no pork. Pigs are considered unclean. You won't find bacon ham or pork chops. If your comfort food is a bacon cheeseburger, you're out of luck. The diet is rich in lamb, goat, camel, and fish, but the pig is strictly off limits. For Americans who put bacon on everything, this is a big culinary shift. Now, public affection. Fact number 12, PDA is a huge no-no. Holding hands, hugging or kissing in public are considered inappropriate, even for married couples. It's a private matter here. So, to recap, no booze, no bacon, no smooching in the street. For some, this might sound like reasons not to go, but it's also an opportunity to experience a different way of living and socializing. It forces you to connect with people on a different level, without the social lubricants we often rely on. It's about conversation, community, and shared experiences that don't revolve around a bar tab. Beyond the social taboos, Mauritania has some other quirky characteristics. Fact number 13. Its waters are some of the richest fishing grounds in the world. The Cold Canary Current flows along its Atlantic coast, creating an environment teeming with fish. This makes the fishing industry a massive part of the country's economy, second only to iron ore. The port city of Nouadhibou is a chaotic, bustling hub where thousands of traditional wooden fishing boats head out each day. It's a colorful, vibrant, and slightly smelly spectacle that provides a livelihood for a huge portion of the population. It's a beautiful paradox, a nation of desert, sustained by the ocean. Now let's talk about the capital city. Fact number 14. The capital, Nouakchott, means place of the winds. It's a city constantly battling the encroaching Sahara. Sand dunes are literally swallowing parts of the suburbs. The wind whips sand through the streets, giving everything a fine coating of dust. It was a small fishing village until 1960, when Mauritania gained independence, and has since exploded into a sprawling city of over 1 million people. It's a chaotic, energetic, and dusty metropolis that perfectly captures the spirit of the country, a constant, resilient struggle against the elements. Finally, let's talk fashion. Fact number 15. The men are famous for their stunning blue robes. Known as a dara, this flowing, wide-sleeved garment is perfect for the desert climate, allowing air to circulate while protecting the wearer from the sun. The traditional robes are often dyed with indigo, and over time the dye can rub off onto the skin, giving the men a bluish tint. This earned them the nickname the Blue Men of the Sahara. It's an iconic and incredibly striking image, a group of men in brilliant blue gliding across the golden sand. It's functional, it's beautiful, and it's a powerful symbol of Saharan identity. These last few facts paint a picture of a country of contrasts. A dry, barren land with rich waters. A new, rapidly growing capital fighting an ancient desert. A culture where practicality and beauty merge in the form of a simple blue robe. From its iron train to its blue men, Mauritania is a country that leaves a lasting impression. even if it's just a fine layer of desert dust. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour of one of the planet's most misunderstood and mysterious countries. We've learned that the left hand is your enemy. Divorce can be a party. The national pastime is a 3-hour tea ceremony. We've seen a country that is 90% desert, but it has world-class fishing, a place where men wear blue robes. The capital city is slowly being eaten by sand. It's a lot to take in. Your brain might be spinning, trying to reconcile these traditions with your own everyday reality. And that's a good thing. That's the whole point. Let's be honest. You're probably not rushing to book a flight to ride an iron ore train for 20 hours. You might not be ready to give up your left hand or your weekend beer, and that's okay. The goal here isn't to convince you to move to Nouakchott. The goal is to crack open the door to a world you didn't know existed. It's to remind you that the way we do things in America isn't the only way, and it's certainly not the right way, it's just our way. There are billions of people on this planet with their own rules, their own traditions, their own definition of normal. Learning about a place like Mauritania is like stretching a muscle you didn't know you had. It's uncomfortable at first, but it makes you more flexible. It makes you a little more thoughtful, a little more curious, and a little less judgmental. It challenges your assumptions, forces you to see the world not just as a map of countries, but as a rich, complex tapestry of human stories. Every strange taboo, every bizarre custom, is a thread in that tapestry. It's a piece of a puzzle that helps us understand the incredible diversity of human experience. So the next time you hear the name Mauritania, maybe you won't just draw a blank. Maybe you'll think of the eye of the Sahara, the blue men, or the profound respect for the right hand. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be inspired to learn about another place you've never heard of, because the world is full of these hidden gems, these fascinating places, these complicated places, these utterly human places. And the more we learn about them, the more we learn about ourselves. Even if we do it from the comfort of our own couch, using both of our hands to hold our phone,